Good evening. This is Trending Now on EMG TV. I'm Keti Kajabo, and here are the stories shaping Africa tonight. We begin in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo is accelerating, with the World Health Organization warning that cases are spreading faster than response efforts can keep pace. WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom visited DR Congo as health authorities battle to contain the outbreak, which is centered in Ituri province. Dr. Tedros warned that the rapid increase in infections is putting pressure on already stretched response teams.
It's moving really, really fast. And I can't hide it from you, my feelings. Maybe expressing my feelings properly would be better. I'm deeply, deeply concerned by how the situation is on the ground. It has, of course, Ituri is the epicenter, but already, as you have seen in the report, 5 provinces have been affected.
The situation has been further complicated by protests from frontline health workers over unpaid salaries. Some workers say they are struggling to continue operating in high-risk conditions without receiving their allowances.
The other thing that we should all together push is there are still health workers who have not been paid. And they told us last time we were in Bunia, and we raised it honestly with the president. He said he will resolve it. I think partly resolved, but still it's a problem. Then the other issue among partners and the government that we need to resolve is the lack of uniformity in payments at the community level. Government pays more and partners pay less. I don't know why that is happening, but...
Turning to Rwanda, the Rwanda Institute for Conservation Agriculture, or RICA, has appointed Senegalese academic Dr. Momar Dieng as its new Vice Chancellor, effective November 1st, 2026. Dr. Dieng succeeds Dr. Olusegun Yerokun, who has served as interim Vice Chancellor during a 16-month search for a permanent leader. Dr. Yerokun will remain at RICA as Deputy Vice Chancellor, overseeing academic programs. RICA says Dr. Dieng brings more than 2 decades of experience in higher education leadership, government reform, and international development across Africa and the United States. He joins RICA from the African School of Governance in Kigali, where he served as Director of Executive Education and Associate Professor of Decision Science and Quantitative Methods. Still in Rwanda, Africans have been urged to uphold humanity as a fundamental value at the heart of the continent's identity. Political analyst Albert Rudasimburwa says Africans must move away from a past where human life was often treated as thought it meant little, and instead embrace a culture that values, respects, and protects every life.
For a long time, we used to live in a mentality that was not connected with anything materialistic. I mean, when you hear about history, most of the time when they tell you about history, it is the history of that part of the world that I would say is Europe and Asia. It's Eurasia. They've been telling the stories. But for the last 5,000 years, that is the place that was the most populated in the whole planet. Sub-Saharan Africa, until today, is underpopulated. The Americas were empty. That is how they go, they went and conquered and killed almost. Oceania, Australia, New Zealand, they were empty. I mean, the population of Rwanda in the 19th century was only 1.5 million. 1.5 million at the time of the Berlin Conference. It took us 2,000 years to have 1.5 million. But if you take the slave population of Rome in the days of Julius Caesar, which is BC, before Christ, it was like around 4 to 5 million. So 2,000 years before, there were so many people over there that life was worth nothing. That is why religions are born there and nowhere else. To tell people, you know what? Don't worry now. When you die, you'll go to heaven. That is why the religions are there. That is why slavery was there, because human life was worth nothing. So for 5,000 years, what was more important for them was gold, silver, diamonds, whatever. And that was making, of course, their societies thrive. But life was worth nothing. So for Africans, we cannot inherit just that. We also have to keep who we were, who we became. So that is why we are still behind on some stuff, but now we can make jumps with everything that is not really part of this world now. But we have to keep humanity, because that was what made us. That is how we became who we became. So against the alienation, there's nothing that they can tell us anymore, that we cannot know. We can go to the same school, but we still need to understand that we have to keep humanity. But also, keep that in mind. We don't have to become like them, they are. And I would say, as a dreamer, that's my message.
And finally to Kenya, Democracy for the Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua has proposed the formation of a new political alliance dubbed the Hyena Coalition ahead of the 2027 general election. Speaking to a delegation from Nakuru County at his home in Matira, Nyeri County, Gachagua urged parties supporting a one-term presidency campaign to unite under a common platform to challenge President William Ruto. He said the name Hyena Coalition was inspired by remarks he attributed to Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, which he claimed targeted the Mount Kenya community. Gachagua's proposal comes as political parties in Kenya begin shaping alliances ahead of the 2027 polls. That's your trending now for this evening. For more updates, follow us on all social media platforms at EMG TV. I'm Ketika Jabo. Thank you for watching.